Happening now, dozens of faith leaders from across the city are rallying outside the Roosevelt Hotel. They're calling for more resources as their houses of worship are overwhelmed amid the asylum seeker crisis. CBS News' Natalie Duddridge live at the Roosevelt Hotel this noon with more. Natalie?
Well, Chris, the Roosevelt Hotel has been operating as an arrival center for asylum seekers. And this morning we've been speaking with migrants. You see a couple families going inside, but actually a Venezuelan migrant we just spoke to said she was told they had run out of space. She said she didn't realize how overwhelmed the city was. Another man said he didn't know until he got here just how hard it would be to find work in New York City. And that's why more than 30 religious leaders gathered here today to call for help. They marched around the Roosevelt Hotel to draw awareness. They held a rally. They are asking the federal government to help alleviate the strain of the asylum seeker crisis and for work authorizations for West Africans and Haitians in addition to Venezuelans. And faith leaders say while they want to help asylum seekers, the city and their houses of worship are struggling to handle the influx here.
I don't think they realize the condition when they get here. We're about to hit winter. Some of them, the expectation is they're going to get a job right away.
America is due for the dream to come to work. But if you find yourself in America here, you don't get a job. You stay on the street or until the government help you. No reason to come to America if you don't get a job.
More than 130,000 migrants have arrived in New York City since last spring, and more than 65,000 are still in the city's care, staying in shelters. Faith leaders say they are now calling on their own parishioners for help, for more donations, and they are continuing to push the state and the federal government for help and for resources. We're live in Midtown. Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
Okay.
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. What I just played you was a clip by CBS News New York about what's going on with the immigration problem. Before I continue, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, both on YouTube and on Rumble, and everyone sending me great feedback. With that being said, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you want to donate to the channel to help out, in my description, I'll leave a link for my Cash App and PayPal. I'm going to play a few clips, and I haven't done a piece like this in a while. But the past 2 weeks, things have been getting really out of control with the immigration problem that's going on, the illegal immigration problem that has been going on. This clip right here was from New York, and I don't know if anybody, took notice, but you see all the faith leaders, okay, that were walking around on the block. And what really burns me, what's really a problem for me, is that so many people want illegal immigration. They want open borders. They keep saying that everybody are asylum seekers, and yet all you hear from the last man that was talking was jobs, jobs, jobs. Okay? Now you see all these faith leaders, okay, and everybody that knows me, I'm not a racist or anything like that, but you see that they're all American, African, okay? Now, what a lot of people are not understanding, that when a lot of these illegals come to this country, okay, the two races that get affected the most, okay, African, are American blacks and American Latinos. Okay. And what really bothers me is that, these faith leaders think that they're doing something that's really good, okay, for humanity. And yet they don't understand that for every illegal immigrant family you bring here, you're displacing possibly another American family. Okay. You heard the news report They said it was 135,000 illegals since last year. 65,000 still have yet to, be placed somewhere. Right now in New York, they are going to open up another field to put more tents to house more migrants. Now, the next few clips I'm going to show you, there's a point to why I'm putting all this together. So if anybody knows me, when I do content like this and I tell you to stick around, there's always a point at the end. And you'll see why illegal immigration, especially in the mass convoy that has been coming in since Biden became president, how it's costing lives. Okay, American lives, non-American lives, and as you'll see, I'm going to show you, it is affecting children that it is just unfathomable, okay, if I got the word right, the way the Democrats and people on the left could be so brazen to say, you know what, let's open our doors and damn the consequences. But now the consequences are coming to bite them all in the ass. Their hypocrisy is coming to bite them in the ass. But I'm going to show you the next clip. Let's continue. The clip I just showed you was up to date of what the faith leaders are trying to do in New York to get asylum seekers more help. These asylum seekers, let's call them for what they are. The illegal immigrants that cross the border illegally. So now they're asking for help and they're using taxpayer money to help out people that haven't put anything into the city. And now there's nowhere for them to go. Jobs are scarce while New York City residents and Americans around the country are suffering. Okay, I'm one of them myself. I'm not going to lie. Work is getting more and more scarce because it's harder to find contracting jobs because everywhere you go, and I've been to a few states in the past couple of years, and I will not lie when I say that there are more illegals, okay, with landscaping companies, construction companies. I mean, you name it, they got it. Okay. But now this video clip I'm going to show you was a year ago from Eric Adams. Now you just heard what they're saying. They're trying to find help for the illegals. But this was Eric Adams a year ago in New York. Pay attention.
As the mayor of the city of New York, I don't, weigh into immigration issues, border issues. I have to provide services for families that are here, and that's what we're going to do. And that's what our responsibility as a city. I'm proud that this is a right to shelter state, and we're going to continue to do that. This is horrific when you think about what the governor is doing, the governor of Texas, after a month of traveling across the border, placing on the bus with no direction to come here to New York. And New York is a city that has always represented the democratic values and the values of our city.
Okay, I mean, look. This guy said a mouthful of garbage already, and it's only 42 seconds in, okay? This was a year ago, okay? Now he's going to try to pull the fast one and say, try to shift the blame to Governor Abbott of Texas, okay? Now, mind you, only 135,000 illegals have been sent to New York. That's not including every other state where illegals have been sent. So imagine if all those illegal immigrants had stayed in Texas. Texas would be no more. As it stands, since Biden took over the White House, they say there's almost an estimate of 6 million illegals that have come into the country. Okay, this was a year ago. And there's a lot more. We'll get into it. Let's continue.
On our compassion. That's what we're doing today.
It says the city plans to assist migrants, taxi them to shelters despite crowding. Okay, this was a year ago. The last clip I just showed you was up to date, where they're trying to find more space for the illegals. But you just heard Adams try to shift the blame to Governor Abbott in Texas. But let's continue. These are whole families. Okay? This is just one of many, many, many families. Okay? Now you read the bottom caption. You heard what Adams had to say. Okay? But now let's listen to what else he has to say. This clip I'm about to show you was a month ago. This is what Adams has to say a month ago.
At 11 now, Mayor Adams more passionate than we've seen about the asylum seeker crisis. As more buses arrived at Port Authority today, the mayor says the city is severely impacted by the influx of migrants. Speaking at a town hall meeting tonight on the Upper West Side, the mayor said that he doesn't see an end to this problem as the city is not getting enough support from the federal government.
This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City.
The mayor says the city currently supporting 110,000 asylum seekers that have arrived in the 5 boroughs since April of 2020.
Okay, so now you heard that. That was a month ago. A year ago, he was like, yeah, you know, bring us your tired, bring us your poor, you know. What Governor Abbott is doing in Texas is inhumane, it's bad, it's wrong. A year later, they're going to destroy New York City. Do you see the damn freaking hypocrisy with these freaking Democrats, man? They talk all this shit, and excuse my language, people. I know I've been trying to clean it up for a very long time, but you know what? I am so fed up listening to these Democrats, man. They knew back then. They knew when Biden, the first day on the job, when he opened the border and shut down every Trump policy, they knew what they wanted. Power and control. They wanted one political party to be in power, and that is the Democratic Leftist Communist freaking party. So let's just open the borders, flood the red states, and damn the consequences, because we'll be in power. But they're so damn stupid, okay, that they forgot, I don't know, some things called the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, you know, federal law, state laws. So when the smart people, okay, and I really don't care who gets offended, but when the smart people in the red states came out and said, well, wait a minute, we have our laws, and the laws in your state do not supersede the laws in our state. So since you want this, we're going to go with the laws in our state, and we're going to give you what you want. Because we don't want it. We didn't ask for it. So now you got this split-tongued snake prick of a man talking about, oh, you know what? No. We welcome all the illegals and this, and that, because, you know, Governor Abbott is this and he's that. Now, a year later, he's like, oh, they're going to destroy New York. Mayor Adams, right here, Mayor Adams, asylum seeker crisis will destroy New York City. This was a month ago. Okay? But the hypocrisy is not over. Because instead of him putting his foot down, just like all the other governors and all the other mayors, and say, you know what, Biden, we need to send these people back. Oh, they're not doing that. They're just taking more away from their constituents that voted for them and giving more to the illegals. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Even with safety concerns being raised, Mayor Adams is moving forward with plans to house migrants at Floyd Bennett Field.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan McKay got a tour of the facility in Brooklyn and how the city plans to tackle those safety issues.
Everybody's going to come through a bus.
It's the newest tent city meant to house migrant families. Tucked away on the Floyd Bennett Field, far removed from any neighborhoods, is where this new shelter site sits.
We built sites now in parks, parking lots, and now literally an airport runway. We're having to create new space because we don't have any other space we can access in New York City.
Similar.
Okay, did you hear that? Did you hear that, people in New York? Taxpayer money goes to fund places like that in New York to keep them clean, keep them pristine. They use your taxpayer money. They use American taxpayer money to pay for the property. And don't let them fool you and make you, oh no, that the government pays that. No, they don't. Don't even think like that. If it's a damn penny from your paycheck, trust me, they will take that freaking penny. The government doesn't pay for anything. The government takes from us to pay for everything. Okay? So now they want to take that field. A month ago, Adams just said all the illegals coming in is going to destroy New York City. And here we are. This was I'll tell you right now, this news report came out 1 day ago. Now he found another spot to put them in New York. Can't send them back to the border. Can't send them over, back to their home. Can't go to Biden and say, no, no. We're just going to take more taxpayer money. We're going to make more room for them while the homeless people in New York are still going homeless, while people in New York are still trying to struggle with, paying their bills. The inflation is going up. Gas prices are going up. Okay? Food prices are going up. Sending billions of dollars to Zelensky. Okay? I mean, just giving money to every single person on the planet. Except the American taxpayer. But let's continue.
To the other migrant tent shelters, this first tent is set up to give migrants ID badges. Vaccines will be available so kids can get enrolled in school right away. And these migrant families will be connected to a caseworker so they can start on their paperwork. Next is a cafeteria, then outside are where the bathrooms and showers are set up. There is one bathroom for every 15 people who will live here.
Look at all these beautiful amenities that they're hooking up. Now, I'm not saying that they should be treated like garbage. I'm not saying that. Okay, excuse me. They're here. They need a place to shower. They need a place to eat and all that. But do you think this stuff is cheap? Do you think those bath stalls and all that, those shower stalls, everything that they're providing, you think that's cheap? Oh, no, that's not cheap. You can buy one of those shower stores at Home Depot. It can cost you up to what, $1,000-$2,000? But when the government's going to pay for it, that just came out to be $10,000. Don't fool yourselves, people. Don't fool yourselves. I work construction. Okay? I got boots on the ground when it comes to what people pay for certain things. And it's sickening of how prices go from one thing to the next depending on the entity who's paying for it and where they're getting the money from. And when it comes to this illegal immigration thing, let me tell you something. This is one of the biggest Ponzi schemes, just like what's going on in Ukraine, for money laundering that America has ever seen. But let's continue.
A couple of other unique things, including a Health and Hospitals ambulance that's going to be outside in case there's any medical emergencies.
Now this next
really just sitting there 24 hours a day waiting.
Shelters the city has set up so far. This tent includes what are called housing pods.
So it's broken up into pods for families of sizes up to 6.
So there are 128 pods for 500 people. This is a look at
For families up to 6. Who pays for that? You know, I don't know if a lot of people know, and I hope everybody's still with me because there's some more to go. I don't know if anybody knows, but there are reports going out. There are people that are putting out the word, especially on YouTube, that out in Chicago, they are giving families of illegals. So let's assume it's 5 or 6 of them, you know, altogether, mother, father, children, up to $9,000 a month. $9,000 a damn month in Chicago. The average American is lucky if they make $2,000 a month take home from work. $500 a week after taxes if they could take that home. They're giving illegals in Chicago. Okay. Now, it could be a rumor. Who knows? Do I think it's a rumor? Hell no. I think it's true. I've spoken to some illegals. And trust me, they're getting money. Oh, believe you me, they're getting money. It's sickening what they're getting. But let's continue.
just one of the pods. There are 5 cots, a pack and play. Children 3 months old and up can live in one of these pods. There will be 3 additional tents built out for families, so a total of 2,000 migrants will live on this site. Migrant families will only be allowed to stay here for 60 days. There was some concern.
The money that's being spent, okay, to house 2,000 people, there are rural counties, there are rural towns in America that have less than that, and they're forgotten. They can't even get help from the federal government. They're on their own. Okay? Living in poverty, way below the poverty line. Okay? There are neighborhoods since I was a kid that, from what I'm told, they're still there in the South Bronx that have less than that. They have more burnt down and abandoned buildings and areas than they have residents. And they don't even get the help from the city to help rebuild their neighborhoods. But they can take all this money, all this federal money, all this state money, and build brand new facilities to hold 2,000 people. And the argument is going to be, it's only for 60 days. Who gives a flying rat's ass if it's only 60 days? It is millions upon millions of taxpayer money dollars. And these Democrats, these mayors and these governors, they're playing everybody for a fool. They're saying, oh, we're fighting the Biden administration. Do I believe they're fighting them because they're frustrated? Yeah, I think they do, because now the illegals are fighting against them. Which in my case, they shouldn't be fighting at all. You're going to come here and now you're going to argue and bitch and moan about it. You can get your happy ass back to your country for all I care. You don't come here and start bitching because you're not getting a handout. But they're pretending, these officials, to be fighting the Biden administration, wanting help. We need help. They couldn't find that kind of help just to help the everyday average person. Especially when they put everybody on lockdown. But let's continue.
Concern expressed by local leaders over the remoteness of the area, fire safety, and the possibility for flooding. But the city insists that these tents are safe and says shuttles will run every 90 minutes from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Every time we open up one of these sites, there is a dozen things that we have to address and mitigate, right? And so it could be coastal storms, it could be fire hazards.
Reporting from Brooklyn, I'm Morgan Mackay. Fox.
Yeah, that's coming from Brooklyn. Now stay with me, folks. Okay? Because I got more to show you. Stuff that you need to see. So I hope you're still with me. But there goes Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn. Okay? They're taking another part of New York, funded by taxpayers, and just giving it away. And they say that's only for 60 days. No, that batch of people will only be there for 60 days. And then the new batch will come in. And then the new batch will come in. And it'll be on. And you know what Floyd Bennett Field's going to be? It will be an illegal immigration processing center for years to come. And as more and more New Yorkers move out because they're feeling the strain, it'll be an influx of illegals just coming in nonstop. But let's continue. Okay, I told you how this whole illegal immigration thing is a big money scam. And here's some proof, okay, from Chicago. So you can hear it for yourself. Here we go.
Back to the stream. Thank you for being with us. As Chicago continues to grapple with its migrant crisis, big-time contractors are circling, looking to make big money, potentially all told maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. Now the city hopes a new contract from the Department of Family and Support Services can solve smaller business and also involve smaller businesses too. Joining us now is the person who broke that story, Lee John Greco, with Crane's Business Chicago, our City Hall hawk and political reporter. Lee, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Your report, business is booming for contractors as the city of Chicago tries to house and care for its migrants. A $29 million contract with a company called Garda World, $60 million to Favorite Healthcare Staffing. Neither one based here in Illinois, but migrants also need to be fed. Right now, we've reported on, they're relying heavily on volunteers in many cases. So tell us about this new request for proposal, basically companies bidding to win the contract. The local players emerging from this new contract for meal services.
Okay, I don't have to show any more for that piece right there. But you see how this goes? And this is what I say to all those companies that are fighting for those contracts. Shame on you. Shame on you. I know some people say, well, they're hustling. They got to get the money back from the government. Yeah, but what's going to happen is it'll be costing the taxpayer more money, because they're not just going to say, you know what, this burger over here is $5. We'll do the job for $4.50. It's not how it works. It's who's going to favor who more. That $5 burger, I guarantee you, will be $15. So you see, it's going to cost the American taxpayer more money. Because what the city's going to want to do, the mayor and the governor and the powers that be, they're going to want to fast track getting the illegals taken care of. And sweeping as much as they can under the rug as soon as they can, so nobody else can find out. But then they can say, well, you know what? We're taking care of them. Don't worry about how much it costs. As long as we're taking care of them, because we're humane. We're Democrats. We're liberals. We care. But do they really care? Do they really care for their people? Let's take a look and see.
I'm Pastor Victoria Brady, a member of Chicago Black Citizens.
Now, before I continue, I hope everybody's still with me. Like I said, there's still something else I need to show you. So please just bear with me a little longer on this video.
And I'm taking my time speaking. And I'm taking my time speaking because I'm really emotional right now. A block or two from here, we have a relative that was murdered. Mm-hmm. I'm standing here with my family, and we are demanding. We are not asking anyone for anything. We are demanding that resources come to the black community. We are no longer asking. Black people are the most loving, the most accepting, the most honorable people. We are people of dignity. Many of us have followed the rules. Have done what we were told is the right thing. But we keep getting overlooked. Come on. And our children and the youth keep getting overlooked. Come on. And it's past time that it stops. This is ridiculous. We are citizens. We are citizens of the city. We are still dealing with violence. We are dealing with health crisis. We're dealing with high levels of unemployment. We can run the whole gamut, and every time that there's a list of negative things, we're at the top of the list. But when it's a list of good things, positive things, we're at the bottom of the list. Or you can say the front of the line or the back of the line. We're not standing here begging for anything. We say no when it's time to vote the budget for any additional resources other than for the black community. We say no. What do we say? No. What do we say? No. We say no. We say absolutely not. Not as long as we still have to bury our children. Come on. How is it that we're going to talk about the future of children, and I get that children are children, but how are we going to talk about the future of one set of children and bury the other set? And the ones that are being buried are the descendants and the offspring, children of the citizens. It makes no sense. And we're talking to the aldermen and anyone else that have anything to do with the vote. We say no. We demand the resources now. And you know what? This ain't the first press conference. We understand that. And you probably don't even take what we say serious. But you know what? Action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we are standing here. We are standing here on the behalf of our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. And you know what? We look in the eyes of our children every day. Every day. We look in the eyes of our people every single day. Every day. Don't tell me about how you looked in the eyes of somebody. I don't care about that. We look in their eyes every day. And yes, I'm upset. I have dedicated my life working with children and youth. And if I can't stand up for them, then I need to sit down somewhere. If I can't stand up for those babies that I talk to on a regular basis and tell them what they ought to be doing, then I need to sit down. So we are serious. We want the resources, and we want them now. No waiting, no studies, no commission. You know what to do. You can sign an executive order on anything else. Sign the order, whatever is needed, whatever's necessary to bring the resources to the black community. Yes. Period.
Okay, you see that, people? You see what the headline says here? Chicago black citizens demand Alderman Desmond Yancey stop saying yes to money for migrants. Do you see what these Democrat cities are doing to their people? Now, some people may agree with everything she says. Some people may not agree with everything she said. Okay? But the truth remains the same. These Democrats, these leftists, these communists, these rhino Republicans, they take from the American people, the black community, the Latin community, the poor community. It doesn't matter. They take it and they give it to somebody else. They take our votes and give it to somebody else. Now, I don't vote Democrat, so I'll take my name out of that equation. But I have a lot of friends that do. And they're suffering. I have a lot of friends that vote Republican. And they're suffering. This whole thing, people do not understand that when these blue cities and these leftist officials do things, they do it out of spite because they want the power. They want to take the power away from people on the right. But at the same time, their constituents is what they would consider victims of friendly fire. but it's all control. Now I got 2 more quick clips to show you, and I hope you're all still with me. Okay? And this is something that a lot of people have been arguing about. I've made a few videos about it. People have been shut down about it. Okay, you can't talk about it because it doesn't exist. No, you can't. You know, only orange boogeyman Trump was doing this. You know, Obama never did that. Biden's not doing it. Only Trump did it. Okay? But here we go. This was 4 years ago. This is your man, Cory Booker. Everybody knows him. Says up here, Senator Booker crosses border, meets asylum seekers. Again, with the asylum seekers. He had to cross the border to meet the asylum seekers. But here we go.
I appreciate all your help. My staff has said you've been tremendous today. Thank you.
Oh, and just a quick note. This was the guy that when he was on stage, he looked to be such a damn fool trying to pander to the Latino community, trying to speak Spanish, and he sounded like a damn schmuck. But just so you know how, you know, go ahead. Here we go.
Great. Mind if I accompany you? That would be awesome. Yes, I've got a group with me. Think you come with us as well? Okay. Well, look, first and foremost, this crisis.
Okay, this man right here that was so happy to shake his hand. See, these are the kind of people we don't need at the border. Okay? Any border officials that are happy, okay, to shake a politician's hand, especially on the left, because they know that they're going to help more illegals get across the border, those are the ones that should lose their jobs. Because they're going to help do everything in their power to get more illegal people over the border. But let's continue.
We're seeing right now happen because Donald Trump took executive actions to make it happen. It's criminalizing people's crossing.
Okay, did you hear what he just said? Blamed it on Trump. That Trump is criminalizing people's crossing. Do you mean the illegal people that are trying to cross? The ones that are trying to cross illegally? Because I've heard, I can't even count how many times Donald Trump said, no, you come through the port of entry the right way and you're good. You come here illegally, you're going to get kicked out. That, you know, I could have, who said that? Who said that? I think it was Trump. Because Eric Adams said, what was he said? Well, you know, you can come here. Chicago say you can come here. California, I mean, we can't even say nothing about California. California will invite, you know, half the planet there. They really don't care. I mean, they're lost. But I like the way he crosses the border to go see the asylum seekers, and then he tries to blame it on Trump, that Trump is trying to stop them from coming through. Yeah, it's called securing the border. Okay, this was 4 years ago that he was talking this nonsense, trying to blame it on Trump. Let's continue.
Zero tolerance policies, his inhumane treatment of people in detention facilities, his instituting a choking of the ability to be able to make asylum claims and lessening that number. He has done numerous things that have violated our values, made us less safe, undermined human rights, and ultimately cost more taxpayer dollars when we could be doing this in a much more efficient, effective way to affirm our values and our security, as well as to affirm human dignity. This is a...
Okay, now you heard what he just said. That has made us less safe. This was 4 years ago, people. That has made us less safe. That has undermined, you know, our dignity. All that good nonsense bullshit. This was 4 years ago. This man putting Trump down and saying that Trump's zero policy was causing all those things. Now, the next clip I'm going to show you, which is the last clip for the video, and I hope everybody's still with me, or at least a good percentage of you, where you can share this. The next clip I'm going to show you is where the Democrats' way, okay, has come to bite them in the ass and make things unsafe, okay, undignified. They say they care so much. But to them, it's like, we want the vote, damn the consequences. Here we go. Okay. Now, Cory Booker, you just heard, what he said. This is him now. Okay. A few days ago, October 28th, 2023, something that Trump had put a big hold on because he was trying to do the right thing, and it was for what the Democrats will not freaking talk about. And that is what happens to all the unaccompanied children. Okay? The Democrats have been in power and have been fighting Trump for years, but they've been in power the past 3 years. Okay? Now, you just heard Cory Booker talking about, oh, you know what Trump was doing was dangerous. Okay? It's unsafe. But then again, the Democrats won't talk about the children. When Tim Ballard, time and time and time again, is trying to go to Congress and they just shut him down. But now Cory Booker, now he wants to play the other side of the fence as if he really freaking cared. Listen to this.
Mr. Booker. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The child exploitation in our country that we've seen reported is stunning and shameful and truly extraordinary when you think that this is the United States of America. An 8th grader killed on a cleaning shift at a poultry plant in Mississippi, a 14-year-old hospitalized in Alabama after being overworked at a chicken operation, a 17-year-old in Ohio had his leg torn off at the knee while cleaning a meat processing facility. Another child lost his hand in a meat grinder in a Michigan operation. A 14-year-old maimed while working an overnight shift in our country. This should horrify everyone, but given what we know, it should surprise us. I'm glad we're discussing this.
Okay. That was October 25th, not the 28th. This man, just like Adams, okay, and every other mayor and governor and leftist freaking communist politician, advocated for let them in. It's inhumane what Trump is doing by pushing them out and having a zero tolerance. And now this pompous prick wants to get up here and talk about how these children, never mind the ones that are being kidnapped, never to be heard of again, putting into child sex slavery and all that. No, never mind that. But there's also ones that are being maimed on the job. And he wants to use the word inhumane on his damn watch? On Biden's damn watch? As if he cared from the freaking beginning. 4 years ago. I just showed you the video. When Trump was trying to shut it down so shit like this would not be happening. So people don't have to be out in the street in New York and Chicago, California, you name it, that's where they're at. Where they won't be taking over the towns, where they won't be bringing in drugs, where there'll be no prostitution, no illegal kidnapping, no illegal working. Okay? No, that wasn't good enough. Orange man bad. Democrats good. So now the constituents suffer. The illegal immigrants are suffering. And children as young as 14, and it could be younger than that, who knows, are being maimed on jobs where they should not be working. And I'll say it again, and I apologize if I offended anybody with me cursing. But this prick, just like that prick in the White House and every other freaking leftist prick, are to blame for this shit. And now they want to come out and say, oh, well, we're going to have a judicial committee because, you know, we can't be having this on our watch, not in America. You advocated for it. You crossed the border to go see the asylum seekers. AOC, okay, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, the squad, okay, the mayor of Chicago, letting everybody have riots and just destroy stuff while coddling and taking taxpayer money and leaving his constituents behind for them to fend for themselves and their children. And then they're going to bitch about the governor of Texas, the governor of Florida, for wanting to keep stuff like this from happening, from wanting to keep the chaos out. Look, man, if you as a Democrat watch this and you still can't see, I feel sorry for you. I have no words for you bleeding heart liberals, because you're the cause of all this problem. You're the cause of many, many problems in this country. But for all you people that have a heart, be it Republican, Democrat, if you truly care, okay, you need to vote these people out. You need to put a stop at the border. You need to put America first. Because without America, generations down the road, these so-called asylum seekers, they won't even have a chance to try to come in the right way. The American dream of coming over and doing it the way you're supposed to do it, the right way, that won't exist. It'll be an open border free-for-all. There will be gangs, there will be drugs, there will be crime, there will be no-go zones. I mean, it will be so damn out of control that people will want to be leaving America. I'm True Outlaw Patriot. Hope you like the content. I know it's pretty long. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, pass it around, hit the notification bell, I should say, sorry. If you can support the channel, in my description, there's a link to my Cash App and PayPal. And don't forget to look out for your fellow American people. There's a lot going on. The Democrats, the leftists, the communists, they're going for broke. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And most of all, this has to stop, especially for the sake of the women and the children. This can't continue like this. It's got to be done the right way. Till then, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.